Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Split Decision. You're joined by me, Taku, and my co-host, Thomas,
Pregame.
this guy.
This guy.
And today we're joined by a very special guest. We're joined by Taylah Gilliam from the Southside Flyers. Thank you for joining us.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
And obviously, before we get into it, we've got to mention our sponsors, Kremlin and Mahogany. Use Taku10 and Tom10 for 10% off at checkout at Kremlin, and Mahogany's got stuff brewing, so make sure you guys check that out.
Pete10.
Oh, I just said say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Peter 10 if you want to. You don't have to. And obviously also you guys saw our episode with Brady and the importance of men's mental health. So if you're struggling with anything, make sure you go check out Changing Course. I can't remember, but I'll put the links in the description and everything. But make sure you go check that out, and Brady can really help you out and stuff like that. And finally, make sure you check us out. We're always shouting other people out. Check us out,
Well, yeah.
We're slowly grinding. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. And Taylah, our first question for you is, do you remember how old you were when you started playing basketball, and that like sort of first memory you have playing it?
Okay. I think I was around like 10 when I started playing. And my first memory playing it, I just remember playing with my mates, and I just like loved it. Loved the team aspect. Like just loved playing with my mates. Like domestic. It was good fun. Yeah, probably what I can remember of it.
Right. So, like, your mates were a leading factor for you, as you just said, like, for a leading factor for you to play sport. Like, was there any other reasons, like, that you wanted to play basketball?
I loved I loved being active. Like as a kid, like I was always and stuff. Why I got into basketball, like I just basically like mum and dad chucked me in something to do, and I just like fell in love with it. Like it was good fun. I also played like a bit of netball, and I was a horse rider actually. So that was my passion. So I loved horse riding, like loved horses, mad about it. And then basketball was second, and then as I got older, basketball came first. Yeah.
Right. Horse riding. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, a bit different. Yeah, no, it was mad about it. Crazy.
We don't get around these parts of Melbourne.
That's the first horse riding mention we've done.
I do keep it quiet because
just on the down low, So when you were a kid playing basketball, when did you sort of hit that realization, like, oh, this is something that I want to do professionally, sort of thing?
Probably when I started VJBL when I was top age under 16, so I was a bit older. And I made my first big country team like when I was that age, and that's when I was like, oh yeah, I really love doing this. It's and I was like, oh yeah, I definitely could see myself playing this. And I also went to a lot of WNBL games when I was younger, and like I loved watching the girls play, and I was like big fan. So I just loved it.
Right. So like speaking of like watching basketball as a kid growing up, did you have any like basketball idols or someone that you tried to model your game after?
Yeah, Kathleen McLeod, loved her. Like she was so good. I remember watching her and being like, oh my god, like so good. And then and Jenna O'Hea actually. Like,
oh yeah.
So and then I remember watching Steph Cummings, who's now with us. So she's like, I used to love watching her play as well. So yeah, they were like a few of my models, and it's pretty cool that I get to play with them now and like learn off them and all that. So yeah, that's cool.
Awesome. Playing with your idols, that's what you like to see.
the dream.
The dream.
Living the dream.
Living the dream.
So other than basketball, did you have anyone that you sort of looked up to growing up?
My parents, looked up to them a lot, that's probably like really about it, really role models and everything like that. Yeah.
Right. So moving on to like your teenage years now. Now I'm probably going to butcher the name, but you started your basketball journey with the Chalkies. Is that how we're going to pronounce it? Right. What do you remember from playing with them? What do you remember playing with them?
Well, mum actually coached me my first Chalky season, and I just remember playing with my mates. Like that was just like having a great time. Didn't know anything what I was doing. All I knew was I could run fast, and then that was about it. Like I was just like run up and down. But no, that was good fun. And Mum being the coach, like she was like hard, like not hard on me, but like, you know, obviously wanted me to do well and stuff like that. And it was domestic, so you know, we're playing for sheep stations.
Right.
Yeah, it was good fun. Good fun.
Well,
So then, you then moved on and joined the Warringal Warriors squad team. What was it like, sort of like that transition and joining them next?
Yeah, good. It's a bit different, the country system. We played a lot of tournaments. So you'd have your squad and then you'd go play like country tournaments. You go play like, I don't know, Bendigo, Ballarat, Traralgon, Sale. So like, you know, that was good fun, good exposure. And that's how you kind of get a look in the big country system, and then you kind of go from there. So that was good fun. You got to play against all these different kids, and yeah, like my memory's pretty bad. Like I kind of have selective memory, so I can't really remember much about it. But no, I always like the tournaments and stuff were great, like good fun, and you always got to like play heaps and just try and develop as much as you can. Like, yeah, it was good.
right. So you then went to the Victorian Junior Basketball League team playing with Nunawading. What was it like playing, like what was it like getting picked and being able to play for them?
Yeah, I loved that. I went to Nunawading because I think I knew a couple of people who played there and I had good raps about it, and so I went, tried out, got in. I think I got into the twos for my first season, so top age under 16s, and might have been, I actually can't remember, but I had this coach and he was great. Like he was so good for me, helped me with my confidence and develop my skills, and that's like where I was like, oh yeah, like absolutely loved it and loved playing BJBL and kind of never looked back since. So yeah, it was good experience.
Good little experience.
So then
lots
you're
of driving though. Lots of driving. So
yeah.
I live in Warrigal. I feel sorry for my parents because like I live in Warrigal, like I was driving to Nunawading twice a week and on Sunday mornings as well, and like it was so much driving.
Don't worry, Mum, Dad, the grind paid off. The grind paid off, so it's all right. In the
it's always like that in the country. That's always like that because like it's so far from everything. It's just a lot of driving most of the time as well.
Lots of driving.
Yeah,
the poor petrol bill.
Oh yeah.
Up in Hamilton's, everything's just broken
Hamilton,
up.
hey.
Portland people know what we're talking about. Lucky.
Lucky, yeah, Lucky just alright.
Lucky.
So you were then selected to play for Vic Country in their inaugural Big 5 All-Star Series. What was it like to sort of get picked and play there?
Yeah, that was really, really, really cool to get picked and to play. Like it's obviously every experience you kind of take and you learn from it. And like obviously I learned a lot from that experience, learned different aspects of my game that I had to develop because obviously you can't be like, you've got to be strong, you got to learn how to shoot, and I'm small, so like I wasn't really a great shooter, so I had to learn and adapt that to my game. So that was like something that I learned from that.
Right. So moving on to your professional career now. In 2018, you signed a 3-year contract to join the Dandenong Rangers, or now the Southside Flyers. What was it like signing your first professional contract?
Yeah, it was cool. It wasn't actually like, when I first got into the Dandenong Rangers, it was like kind of, it was like a training, they were low on training numbers. And so right. John White was like, because he was my coach for Seaboard at the time, he's like, oh, do you want to come? And I'm like, I was at uni, I'm like, yeah, I'm coming. Like, I'm getting on the next train and I'm coming. So I went and like, I wasn't in the squad or anything. I just trained and then kind of worked my way into the squad. So got a development position with them and then signed a 3-year deal. So that was awesome because like I can say that like I haven't had like that traditional pathway of playing for Australia, like doing all that. Like I've had to go a different route, if you want to say it like that. So yeah that was definitely reward for effort. So it was awesome.
So so you got your dream. You got to wait. Yeah, so I'm really fumbling over my words right now.
Hey, what's going on today?
So I'm like, so you got your dream and you signed that contract. So what was it like your first professional game and stepping onto the court?
Yeah, it was really cool. I think the biggest thing that, because I obviously like being a development player, you don't get to play a whole lot. So you're basically, you know, doing a lot of trainings, learning off like the older players and so when I think it was a practice match that I got called up to basically suit up, and so that was awesome. And I think it's playing against Melbourne Boomers at Kilsyth, I'm pretty sure. So that was really cool. It was actually a practice match. It was great to like watch how the girls like prepared for games, what the like scouting report was. So like before that I was like scouts, like basically just like a brief detail and all that kind of stuff, but this was like very detailed, like, you know, you had video analysis, you had everything, so like that was really cool.
Right.
So that's basically like, it was a great experience, and kind of to show what a professional league is, because I really didn't have that much of an idea.
Right, so you could tell like the shift between, like, I wouldn't say like, what would you call it, like a semi-pro league to like a pro league kind of thing, like the environment and everything.
Yeah, because like with like Siebel and stuff, I wasn't really I only had really 1 year of Siebel before I went into WNBL, and with the scouts and stuff, it's still like you're still scouting your opposition and all that, but it's not as detailed as it is in WNBL, obviously, because like WNBL is like professional, and like you said, professional. So like that was awesome experience, and like you got to watch the girls do it, and it was great.
Right. So coming into the league, was there anyone that took you under their wing and helped you out?
Tessa Levy, she was great. Yeah, she was awesome. Helped me heaps. And I'm trying to remember. That's basically like the biggest one that I can remember is Tessa. And I remember when I played my first Siebel season, Tess Madgen was really awesome. Like she really helped me out and helped me like just get a bit of confidence, because when you play against like women, it's scary. And like I was quite didn't really have any muscle, and I was like, you know, could just get thrown around so easily. So so that was huge. Yeah.
The physical difference between them.
Yeah. You always hear that, like, that big step up, it's like it's just size and sort of aggression as well, because they're so much bigger and they're just bumping bodies and stuff like that.
I've been working on like being strong for about 4 years now. I'm still not there.
Been trying for 18 years.
Like, so like I don't know what's going on.
What's going on?
I'm like, I can't read. I don't know why I can't read today. But
tripping over your
what
tongue.
is like your best memory from your first season in the WNBL?
Best memory. Man, put me on the spot. It's hard to remember. I don't know. I just think it's just like walking into the gym and being like, oh my God, like I know you, like you're awesome. Like this is like just being like, oh my God, like I'm here kind of thing. And it's just so cool to, you know, live your dream and actually be like, oh, I'm kind of doing it. Like I'm kind of just, you know, taking it all in. And that's probably like my favorite thing. And I don't know, that's a hard one. That's all I can think of at the moment.
Oh my God, you were on my TV. I remember you. that kind of.
I remember watching you like when I was like 12.
Oh, it's always that feeling like when you're a kid, you're like, oh, and here I am, Kobe with the game-winning shot, and it's like, oh my God, that's Kobe. I practice being like you.
Crazy.
It must be weird for them as well, because it's like you've been in the league for that long that like someone that was like watching as a kid is now your teammate. It's just,
I know.
Like,
I never actually like said anything like, oh my God, like, I actually loved watching you play, because I'm like, I don't want to be like that person, but also I'm like, oh my God. Like my first season with Flyers, one of my mates, we were both standing there, I'm like, oh my God, that's Jenna. And then once you like, you know, get to know them, they're like awesome, and you're like, oh, this is just great.
No one wants to be the person going around getting the signatures.
I would never do that. No, never.
I'm so shameless. I was like, if I was like on the Lakers, I'm like, LeBron, like sign this, and I'm like, would not care. I don't know how long I'm gonna be there, so I'm gonna make the most of it. I'm like,
Gets invited for Taco Tuesday.
Get invited to dinner, get some tacos. Like, you gotta get everything. You gotta get everything.
You gotta use it while you can.
Exactly. So
feeling like Floyd and this Mayweather.
The Dandenong Rangers went through a bit of why? The Daniel rebrand just went through a bit of a rebrand last year. Yeah. What was it like being a player and being like in there during the process?
I mean, like, it was definitely like interesting when they went through the rebrand, but I definitely like, I don't know how to put this, but like, it was awesome. Like, Jerry Ryan taking over, Cheryl as a coach, like, amazing. Linda Snell as the assistant coach, like, so good. And then the players that they recruited, like, it was like learning from Leilani Mitchell, Amy Clydesdale, Rebecca Cole, like, those positions, like, they are so good, and they like really helped me develop and stuff like that. So like the rebuild, it was like at the time I was like, oh, what is going on? Like, am I still gonna have like a contract? Like, you know, what's gonna happen? But like, it all worked out, and you know, it's been amazing.
Right. So, sorry, give me a second. So this season, you guys you guys finished at the top of the ladder, going 17-4. How did you reflect on that season?
I mean, as like I think Cheryl said, like we're a new team, new people coming in, basically like just the rebuild, and then like to go finish on top of the ladder only to lose 4 games, like it's awesome. And then, you know, the grand final series, like as it was like disappointing, I think everyone learnt a lot, and everyone wanted to like, you know, it sucks losing grand final, and I didn't play, so like, you know, I can't imagine how those girls like would have felt at the time, but I think it's going to make the team better, bigger and stronger, I think. So yeah.
Right.
So how do you guys think you're going to be able to like bounce back from that loss from Canberra and like come into this season?
I think we basically have like a pretty similar team, and we've got like, obviously, as you guys would have seen, we got Liz, so that's awesome. So like I think the game plan and everything was good. I just think some things didn't work out the way they were meant to work out on the night. Like, I think we missed a couple of shots, and they were close games. Like, it was only like 3 points, or, you know, it's not like they were like blowouts and stuff like that. I just think it was close games. There was a couple of calls, there was a couple of like, you know, and it could have been a completely different series. So
the ball just didn't bounce your way.
Yeah. So like, I think it's because I'm like, obviously I'm not the coach, so I don't know what's going to happen or what the season is going to look like. Like, it's obviously with coronavirus, it's like who knows what's going to happen. But I think like everything that we did leading up to that game was what we needed to do. I just think at the end of the day, it just didn't fall the way it was meant to and the way we wanted it to. So yeah.
Yeah, well, hopefully, you know, we can get the season started back up by the end of this, like, but before the end of this year, you know, hopefully if Corona calms down.
Yeah, I know.
Lockdown gets lifted.
Bloody hell.
Get me out of here. I hate it here.
Get me out of here. I'll take the Gold Coast.
Oh man, I'd love to be at the Gold Coast right now. Nothing better. On a beach. Up in Byron Bay, something like that.
Well,
on a beach.
Yeah, my partner's in the Gold Coast, and I just get like videos and Snapchats of like him on the beach. Stuff like that. And here I am, and it's like pissing down rain, and it's like 8 degrees. Get me out.
A way to rub salt in the wounds.
I'll just like,
it's making me feel awful.
Cheers, Jeff. So, for our listeners who haven't watched you play like basketball before, how would you describe your game to them?
My game?
Yeah.
So I'm a guard. I like to, I don't know, I think I can shoot. I like to shoot a 3, and I'm relatively fast. So I can play point guard and 2 guard, but with the Flyers, I was playing more of the 2 guard role. Was at training and like all that, and then, you know, obviously can mix and match and enjoy playing both. I think to take my game to the next level, I probably should play a bit more in the point guard, just to, you know, keep developing and keep learning and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's
right. Keep developing.
And you're still really young. So do you have any goals that you've aspired to complete as your career continues to pan out?
Yeah, well, obviously, like, I would love to be like in the 10 of like WNBL squad and just, being given that opportunity to be really, really professional. Would love to play in Europe. Like, that's definitely like a big goal, like a big, kind of want to travel the world. And I think what a way to travel and play basketball at the same time. I just think that would be great. And obviously, like, every player has dreams to be at the highest level that they can be. So, like, obviously, that's what I'm aiming towards when I train and when I do everything like that. So, yeah.
Right. So now we've got some questions that we get our followers to ask us to ask you. So they're just like random questions. And the first two questions, very controversial, very topical for both of us. And there's a lot of different answers we get, but in our heads, there's only two right answers. So the first one is, who is the NBA GOAT?
Oh my God. NBA GOAT of all time?
All time.
Yeah, all time.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Hey,
as soon as he said all time, I was like,
there
she's going to say Jordan. She's going to say Jordan.
Another ticker on Taku's side, there we go. Another
ding,
one.
ding, ding.
Another one.
You know what? All right, fair enough.
Did you watch his documentary?
Yeah, I did watch the documentary, but I still reckon LeBron's in contention.
No.
LeBron.
You can't watch the documentary.
If LeBron wins the chip, it's all over for Jordan.
How, bro? Legit, LeBron has Anthony Davis.
Yeah, and he had Scottie Pippen. We're not getting into this. It's for another time. It's
right. And then, an equally as important question: who is your WNBA GOAT?
WNBA GOAT. Diana Taurasi. I think that's how you pronounce it. Yeah.
That's the first time we've gotten. That's the first time we've gotten Diana.
I would say Lauren Jackson as well.
Right?
Yeah.
Stock.
A guard. I was kind of like looking at a guard, and I think she's pretty awesome. Like watching her play.
I'm trying to think. What's the usual that we get a lot of different answers? To be fair,
Lauren Jackson.
No one ever says Tamika Catchings.
Tamika Catchings slept on.
Slept on. But Tamika Catchings. Who do we have last week? I forgot who we had a prediction, wasn't it? It was more of a prediction more than it was a prediction. I can't remember.
What was the prediction?
We had the dub. I think the NBA one was Booker.
Devin Booker.
Was it Booker or Doncic?
No, I think it was Doncic.
No, it was Doncic, and her favorite player was
NBA was Booker. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was good looking. Yeah, same.
And then WNBA was Ezzy Magnador. Yeah, Magnador. Yeah, I remember now.
Good. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, but Lauren Jackson's just like GOAT status. Can't get past it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. Get off it.
Catchings, but
oh my God.
One day someone will say Tamika Catchings and they'll finally understand. I will wave the Tamika Catchings flag solely and proudly until someone else says it.
Your pain will be relieved on some
soon.
So now moving on. So the fans only see professional athletes like at games or when they're working out. But like, what are you guys doing? Like, what are you guys doing that we wouldn't think that you're doing, kind of thing, or what are you going through?
What am I going through? I'm currently in a university. I'm doing a university degree.
You're right. Yeah, no. Join the train. Join the non-English train.
So I'm doing a university degree. So that's cool. I think people tell me that that's cool. And what else do I do? I know, I live on a farm, so I kind of help out down here and like live a pretty good lifestyle. Like I like to do that and play with my dogs.
Yeah, cute. Always got to keep the dogs on hand.
Yeah.
Everyone loves dogs. You can't go past it.
So, do you have any some specific pre-game routines that you go, like superstitions that you have that you go through before a game?
Superstition. I went through a phase when I was younger and I wasn't driving yet. I just started driving. That mum still had to drive me to my games because every time I did, I played like shit. That was my superstition, but I've gotten over that. Like, that's done. Well, we kind of had to be done. But other than that, not really. No. I'm kind of chill leading into games. I'm kind of like, I get nervous. Like, I get nervous every time I play. But I don't really have any big superstitions or anything like that. Not like I have to put my left sock on first or nothing.
Yeah. I'd love to like see like, you know, when like it pans to the car park and it shows players walking in, it's just got like you walk, like your mum just driving you up, you just walk to the stadium.
Dude, I just went through a massive phase where I'm like, every time I go, because obviously like, because I would drive like an hour or more to games, I'd get like really tired, and like obviously when you're driving that long, and then I'd have to go play, and I was like, oh, but then when mum drove me, I'd like sleep or I'd like do something else.
Yeah. The pre-game nap.
I've gone over that.
Pre-game nap.
The pre-game nap is vital. Don't sleep on sleep.
Yeah, it is. It's so vital.
Do not sleep on sleep. Right. So do you have like a sports quote that's like stuck in your head that like keeps you like motivated when you think about it? It's just like that thing that gets you going. I do. I just can't like can't really remember it word from word, but it's just like something about talent, and if talent doesn't work hard, then like, you know, kind of thing. Like yeah.
Oh, the Kevin Durant. Yeah.
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. There you go, got it.
Yeah, that's fine. That's the one.
Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Was that Kevin Durant? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Kevin Durant. Yeah.
Yeah.
From one of his burner accounts.
Now you gotta go Kobe. Heroes come and go, but legends are forever.
Yeah.
Hey.
Or Batman when he says,
Batman.
no wait. No, you know.
It's Batman and athlete. It's Batman and athlete now.
Nah, but like he was on Batman. The way he
Batman plays sports now.
You either live long enough to see yourself enough die a legend. That's my quote. I'll stick by it.
Yes, either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was Harvey.
Batman starting point guard for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
dropping buckets.
dropping dimes.
Dropping dimes.
So, you said you're doing uni, but if you weren't playing professional basketball, what do you think you would be doing?
Batman.
I don't know.
I said Batman. I can't believe it. I've just clocked it.
I think like I'll definitely, so with uni and basketball, I had to go part-time. So I would have been finished my degree earlier, that's for sure. But honestly, I think with uni, they talk about you need a lot of work experience, you need a lot of volunteer opportunities and all that kind of stuff. So I definitely would be doing more of that if I wasn't playing sport. But then that's the beauty of sport. Like, I've been able to meet some pretty amazing people and like build connections and, you know, talk about stuff that hopefully is going to help me in the future and all that. So yeah.
Right. So I think this is our final question, is it, Taku?
Yeah.
Right. So do you have any advice for any young aspiring kids that want to become a pro athlete or pro basketballer?
My advice and my personal experience is that it doesn't matter what pathway or what happens, like if you don't make a team or, you know, if you miss out or things like that, like if you keep working hard and you just try and make the most of every opportunity, like you're going to get there. Because like I've missed out like on heaps of teams and I've, you know, made emergency, I've done all that kind of stuff, and I've just like, you know, there's been times where I'm like, well, this is shit. Like, you know, I just kind of, you know, just always had my goals in the back of my head, and I was like, I'm always going to like just try and do everything I can to get there. And I think having the right people in your corner, having a good support network, like obviously I've had, like I got my mum and dad, my partner, like everything like that. Like I think that's really important, and people who believe in you is huge, because if you have people who don't, then like you're just going to doubt yourself. So yeah, that's my tips, because, you know, good fun.
I mean, that's some great advice. Keep working hard. You're not going to make every team, but you know, you'll make it.
Yeah. And you never know what's around the corner. Like literally, like I wouldn't be where I am right now if I didn't make the most of that opportunity. that I got 3-4 years ago. So like that's huge. Yeah.
Right.
Don't
Awesome.
get discouraged. Yeah. So
Don't get
I think that's
discouraged.
really good
I was trying to
advice.
find the words.
Sometimes you don't make a team and you get discouraged. You're like, I'm done now. But don't give up.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Make the most.
Yeah. You just never know.
Make the boast.
Yeah. Not a good day. Not a good speaking.
Yeah.
English
No, I feel ya. I was like,
Honest.
oh my god.
Yep.
Well, thank you, Taylah, so much for coming on
guys.
the podcast today. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure you 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Those absolute bits. Make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing. Comment who you want us to get on next, and we'll try our very hardest. We've got some
guarantees, but
definitely no guarantees. Definitely no guarantees. Don't come like LeBron James, because we're not going to get LeBron James. But thank you guys so much for checking out, and we'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Ben Bong interview coming soon.
Bong.
Good night.